All right, welcome. Today, we're going to break down the brand new framework for digital growth. We're digging into our 2026 Digital Growth Systems Report, and more importantly, explaining why the old rules of marketing just don't apply anymore.
So let's start with the one question that I hear from business leaders all the time. Why isn't my marketing working anymore? You feel like you're doing all the right things, but the results, they're just not showing up. So what on earth has changed?
Well, the truth is, pretty much everything has changed. We've moved away from the old world of just doing isolated tasks, a little SEO here, a few social posts there. That doesn't cut it. Now you need a single connected system where everything works together. How AI discovers you, how your audience learns to trust you, and how you actually convert that attention into real business. So here's how we're going to walk through this today. First, we'll cover the new rules for 2026. Then we'll break down the 4 essential stages of the system: foundation, trust, traffic, and conversion. And then we'll tie it all together so you can see how it works as one powerful growth engine.
Okay, first up, the new rules for 2026. Let's talk about how AI has completely flipped the script on how businesses get found and chosen by customers.
This quote, this is everything. This is the fundamental shift you have to understand. It used to be enough to just say great things about yourself on your own website. Not anymore. AI search tools don't care about your About Us page nearly as much as they care about the total picture. They scan reviews, articles, social media, forums, everything to build a consensus about who you really are. Your reputation is no longer what you claim, it's what the entire internet proves. And if you're wondering how quickly this is happening, well, this chart says it all. Look at the insane growth of AI search tools like Perplexity. It's exploding. Meanwhile, traditional search is basically flat. Your customers are already changing how they find answers, and they're using tools that value widespread, proven trust over old-school keywords.
So that brings us to the first stage of the system, which is where all great marketing has to begin: your foundation. This is all about getting laser-focused on who you actually exist to serve. So what do we mean by foundation? Look, it's not about your company's history or your list of services. A strong foundation is about defining with absolute clarity the very specific person you help, the exact problem you solve for them, and what your brand truly stands for. If you don't do this work, all your marketing just becomes generic noise. But when you lock this in, when you know exactly who you're talking to and what their biggest pain point is, every single thing you do next becomes sharper, more relevant, and just way more effective. Okay, once that foundation is rock solid, we can move on to the next crucial stage: building digital trust. This is where you create the proof online that both people and AI need to see to actually believe in you. See, trust isn't something that's built on your website alone anymore. It's earned out there, across the web, through a wide and active digital footprint that consistently proves you know what you're talking about. You have to be where your future clients are, genuinely helping them. Now, this right here is so important. Pay attention to the 80% rule on this slide. If you want to build real, lasting trust, the vast majority of your content, like 80% of it, shouldn't be trying to sell anything. It should be genuinely helpful. Answer questions, solve small problems. That's what builds relationships, and that's what creates all the positive signals that convince both customers and AI that you are the real deal. So, you've laid a strong foundation, and you're building all these amazing trust signals. Great. Now it's time for stage 3, actively driving targeted traffic to get your message in front of people who have no idea you exist yet. Right. This is the proactive part of the system. Your foundation and trust are essential, but they won't do you much good if nobody new ever sees them. This stage is all about systematically breaking out of your current bubble to find more of your ideal clients. And if you need a reason why you have to be proactive, here it is: 0.2%. That's the typical organic reach for a business post on a platform like Meta these days. It's basically zero. If you just post content and hope for the best, you're invisible. It is a failing strategy. So how in the world do you overcome that? You have to use modern methods. That means optimizing all your content for AI discovery, which, remember, loves problem-solving content. And this is critical, you have to use paid ads to guarantee that your message actually gets in front of fresh, relevant audiences day in and day out. Okay, let's bring this all home with the final stage, stage 4, conversion.
All the trust and traffic in the world is completely useless if you can't turn that attention into a real conversation, a real lead, a real opportunity. And you have to do it fast. I mean, ridiculously fast. 3.1 seconds. That is the average amount of time a new visitor will spend on your website before they decide to either stick around or hit the back button. You have practically no time to be confusing or slow. You have to be clear instantly.
To win in that tiny little window of opportunity, your website needs to be built for instant answers. We're talking about specific landing pages that address one problem, not a generic homepage that confuses everyone. We're talking about tools like live chat, clear explainer videos, and even AI receptionists that give people immediate help and make it incredibly easy to take that next step. Okay, so we've gone through all 4 stages. Now let's put it all together and see why thinking about your growth as one single connected system is the absolute key to winning in 2026 and beyond. The best way to think about it is like a growth engine. Each part powers the next. A clear foundation makes it way easier to build trust. A deep well of trust makes your traffic campaigns much more effective. And that targeted traffic converts better when it gets to your website. It's all connected. But here is the most important rule of a system. You can't skip a stage. The entire thing is only as strong as its weakest link. You could have the best traffic strategy in the world, but if your foundation is weak and you have no trust signals, that traffic is worthless. It won't convert. It all has to work together. And that brings us to the final and most powerful takeaway. When you start seeing your marketing as a system with these 4 parts, you can stop guessing. You can stop just saying our marketing isn't working and start diagnosing the real problem. You can ask, which part of our system is broken? Is it our foundation, our trust, our traffic, or our conversion? Finding and fixing that weakest link, that is the real key to unlocking sustainable growth.